So you're about to see the consequences of pandering to the woke mob. And by the woke mob, in this case, we are talking about the Transformers. And this is not good. These are two spas in San Francisco that have been, let's say, trending for different reasons, but the topic is still the same. The first one is this one. Trans activists deliberately went to a Korean spa in San Francisco and attempted to publicly shame staff for their sex-based policy. Because, you know, there's always a problem with this, especially in San Francisco. But she remained calm and collected, repeating the same logical point. A nude spa is segregated by sex, not fantasy gender identities, to ensure the comfort and dignity of their patrons. This is how it's done, and this is what happened there. Let's watch this video. We're gonna see what happened with this spa, because there's a second spa that well, I'm just gonna play this and not spoil things.
We go base female and male go into a part. So if you have the female part, you go to the female side. If you have the male part, you go to the male side.
If you have the female parts, you go to the female side. If you have the male parts, you go to the male side. Is that too much to ask?
I'm not sure what you're meaning by.
I am not sure what you are meaning by parts.
As in like physical parts, as in like your genitals.
Yes.
If you have the woman genital still, you go to the woman's side. And if you have the male genital, a penis, you go to the male side.
It's easy to understand, right? It's as easy as that. But you know that for Transformers, this is never is this easy.
Well, what about women who have penises and men who have vaginas?
You go to that side.
Segregate them?
We still go based on genital parts.
So you would put a man in the women's room?
So you would put a man in the women's room?
So if they have the parts, yes.
That's not a man, though, necessarily.
We just go based off genitals. So you're assigned with if the male has the genital part.
If you put a man in the women's room, you're going to have huge problems. You can't do that.
We have transgender male. They feel totally, if they still have, we're going to talk how it is, if they still have their vagina, they go on the female side, they feel totally comfortable.
Yeah, it's easy. You're not putting men's on women's sides. You put in, if you have a vagina, you go in the women's side. If you have a penis, you go in the man's side. It shouldn't be that hard, right? Shouldn't be that hard. Please, this is if you're still in San Francisco tolerating this, well, it's basically your fault. You essentially voted for this.
So we go based on what they have, the genital.
Yeah, but you have, I mean, if somebody is a man, they need to go in the men's room. Just full stop.
If they don't have genital parts, we cannot let them go in.
You can't say that somebody's not a man based on what their parts are.
You can't say what a man is based on their parts.
If they're licensed and what they have said they are a man, you can't say that they're not allowed to go in a particular room.
That's our policy. So
Is that where's that policy?
I've never actually seen that.
Yeah, let's see that.
So you have genitalia written into your policy? Could I see that, please?
It has to go, that's how we go based on.
That would need to be like in a policy for people to be aware of that, because I don't see that on your website. Is that written somewhere that genitalia is part of your policy?
It's not written, but we still go based off the gender. And if
I mean, the patience that she has is so amazing. That the patience that she has explaining this is so amazing. I couldn't. I just couldn't.
Genital parts.
That's literally not how anybody defines men and women, especially in San Francisco.
It's literally not how anybody defines men and women, especially in San Francisco. That's why I'm telling you, if you're still in San Francisco, good luck.
Yes, if a man looks like a man, or if they define themselves as a man,
then they go in the men's room. A man.
And if they are legally a man,
sure. You have a man on your driver's license?
So yeah, but we still go based on the parts. So if you have a female part, you go to the female side. And if you have a male part, you go to the male side.
Okay. So, just so you're clear, that is anti-trans rhetoric. That is discriminatory.
That we're saying.
Anti-trans
recording and then put that, but that's what we go based on.
Okay, I'm just letting you know.
So next time when you guys record, you have to ask for my consent.
Not necessarily.
Yes,
no.
necessarily.
Go
and
for
we
it.
also have the right to refuse our service.
It's fine. I would never come back here, and I wouldn't ever tell anyone trans to come here because you are spouting anti-trans rhetoric.
And I've been coming here for 20 years, and I've never heard anything so ridiculous as somebody come in and ask a man who is in the men's room whether or not they belong in there.
Our customers, a lot of customers are complaining, so we have to go.
Your customers, you should be educating them on what a man is and what a woman is, and it's none of their fucking business. If somebody says that they're a man and you've got a man that's in the men's room, then it's none of their business. They don't have a right to complain.
Okay, they don't have a right to complain if somebody says, if a dude says they're a woman, and they go into the woman's section with their penis like dangling and stuff, and nobody has the right to complain about that.
You also don't have a right to judge people based on their based on their medical information. So just so you're clear, this conversation is starting now because he came up to me and asked me if I was transgender. So transgender status is a protected medical classification under HIPAA. So you don't actually have the right to go up to anyone and inquire if they are transgender. Furthermore, there are intersex people. Furthermore, there are intersex people.
They always go with the intersex stuff. And when they know they cannot win an argument, and she's being very clear. It's like, it doesn't matter if you're a transgender. It doesn't matter if you feel that you are I don't know, tooth fairy or something like that, a bird or a dog or a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It doesn't matter that. If you have a penis, you go on this side. If you have a vagina, you go on this side. Is that simple? No, they won't tolerate that.
That scientifically, medically do not fall into a binary gender, and you cannot tell that by looking at them. So the only way you know a man and a woman is based on what someone tells you they are.
This is what they tell you, that some people have said that, oh, the woke stuff is dying. No, I'm afraid to tell you that it is not dying yet, because there could be, you know, executive orders, and they could be bills that, well, Democrats are not going to sign, by the way. But the insanity, the mental stuff that is out there, and so many people that have been brainwashed into thinking that they can get away with this, that is the real problem, because no executive order are going to de-brainwash those people, and they're not going to regain any sanity if they had any sanity in the first place.
Well, a lot of customers came and told us they've seen that, so we have, as my job, women go this way, men go this way, and we go based on genitalia.
Okay, but just so we're clear, I am not a woman.
Okay, but
So
we're
I would never, ever, ever go into a woman's
excuse me, the state
locker room.
of California.
Okay, but we're going on the parts. So that's how we run our spa.
What you need to do is publish that policy, because it is not fair to accost customers when they are here at a spa. You need to publish your policy on your website. So if you are going to segregate people by genitalia, you need to state that.
Segregate people by genitalia
On your website. Does that make sense?
Be clear about who you want.
Yeah,
and who you
so
don't.
if you have anti-trans rhetoric built into your policy, you need to state that so people are aware of that, right? You need to stand by your policy.
That is actually, I don't know, that is not actually anti-trans. They're not rejecting you as a customer. They're just saying that their policies are that they. Well, you already know. It's that they want to cause trouble.
You need to publish your policy. You can't just let people come here and be accosted by this bullshit.
Yeah, that was pretty rude.
So you need to publish that.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Say who you want, and then the people you want will be here. And that is not going to be me as a cis man in the men's room anymore either, because this is anti-transgender policy.
This is a cis man referring to himself as a cis man. What? How pathetic can this be?
It's completely unacceptable in this day and age, and completely unacceptable in San Francisco. Really anywhere, but specifically here.
And
Yeah,
specifically at this
specifically in
moment in
San
time when
Francisco.
transgender people are literally being eradicated out of legal existence, you guys should really be ashamed of yourselves.
Yeah, this is shameful behavior.
Have a great night.
Sadly, the outcome was that this spa, the first spa that we will be talking about, they had to change their policy. Several dozen people showed up Monday to a protest outside Imperial Day Spa to demand that the city take action. Taped to the spa's window was notice of an inclusive new policy. Guests may use facilities that correspond to their gender identity in accordance with California law. Sadly, they caved in, and I'm pretty sure that they're gonna lose a lot of customers because of this, because California and at least Gavin Newsom said, okay, that he doesn't agree. Let's say somebody should have asked Gavin Newsom on that rebranded podcast. What does he think about spas and transgender people? That would be interesting. That would be interesting. I'm waiting for that at any minute. But the second spa of today, they wanted to do the exact opposite. They wanted to be all inclusive. They wanted to do the right thing, open their doors for everything regarding California law. If you identify yourself as, I don't know, a pterodactyl, then you go into the pterodactyl part of the spa, of whatever that means. A woke spa in San Francisco is having difficulty navigating the natural consequences of their policies. They held a women's only night, and so many B-penis people showed up that even the San Francisco wokes revolted, and now they're having alternated phallic and non-phallic days. I mean, this is hilarious. This just exploded in their faces. They begged their clients to understand that requesting a phallic-free space is not about exclusion. My God. It's delicious watching these mindless idiots try to extricate themselves from the mess they've placed themselves into, says the heretical liberal. And this is the complete notification of Archimedes Bania. Dear Bania patrons, it has been a long and difficult night filled with reflection on how to best navigate the conversation unfolding around us. We are listening. We are reading the comments. Some of them filled with thoughtful perspectives, others with painful accusations. And we want to take a moment to clarify our intentions. We have seen messages claiming that cis women don't deserve a space, that asking for a phallus-free environment is inherently hateful, and that any separation is an act of exclusion. That is categorically not true. The request for a phallic-free space is not about exclusion. It is about recognizing that some members of our community experience a different reaction to that part of the human body, whether that reaction is based on a personal history, trauma, cultural or religious beliefs, or simply comfort. It is valid. This is the mental gymnastics. The mental gymnastics they have to do, like the trying to fix the inclusivity with the exclusivity, and if you're too inclusive, then you're being exclusive, and if you're too exclusive, you're being exclusive. This is insane. It should not be controversial to hold space for both needs, and we are planning to arrange monthly a night that welcomes all women, regardless of gender identity, if that makes sense to you. A night that proves a healing, comfortable space for those who need a female-only, phallus-free environment. Oh, I'm sure that this is gonna backfire. Some have framed this as an issue of hate and marginalization, but intention matters. Our intention has never been and never will be to push trans women away. Archimedes Bania has always been and always be a place where trans women, trans men, and non-binary individuals are welcome every other day of the month. Oh my, no. This is the kind of the insane things that you will not get rid of with an executive order, not even with a legal bill. Well, with a legal bill, yes, because if California passes bills that revert this, then you can fix it. But until then, you know what has two thumbs and won't be visiting California anytime soon? This guy. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Bottle Language Guy. Much love and bliss.